Gather round, kids, let me tell you a tale about a bus ride that turned into 3 hours in hell. We were in Music City looking for a diversion when we spotted a fly for a tourist excursion. You sure said the brochure to have a good time while you visit the favorite haunts of John Prine. We piled in that bus, settled into our places, gave the driver our cash, and with smiles on our faces, we were laughing and talking and making new friends, till the intercom voice said before we begin, they just told me the regular tour guide is sick, so let me introduce you to my buddy Nick. Well, Nick started a Nashville hot chicken franchise where they peddle fried chicken wings, drumsticks, and thighs. But he's probably John Prine's #1 fan, and he knows this old city like the back of his hand. So don't y'all worry whether he's qualified. We're just lucky to have him along for the ride. And it's a hey-ho, come along for the ride on a fabulous bus tour with a substitute guide. When it's through, you'll be ready to show all your friends all the places in Nashville John Prine's never been. Well, the next thing we knew, we were tooling along on the famed Music Road where they write all the songs. Nick showed us a house where George Strait and Garth Brooks used to come up with choruses, verses, and hooks. Then he said nonchalantly, far as I am aware, the late great John Prine never worked over there. But down here to the right, First National Bank, there's a station where Johnny Cash once filled his tank. It's a place Roger Miller once bought an iced tea, and Johnny Paycheck was arrested for armed robbery. Willie and Waylon used to stop in for beer, but I'm pretty sure John Prine never came in here. Next thing Nick showed us was a big record label. Lots of stars have signed contracts on their conference table. Yes, many a legend played here in their prime. George Jones, Randy Travis, Sweet Patsy Cline, Merle Haggard, Mel Tillis, even Sonny and Cher. But I don't think John Prine was ever in there. And it's a hey-ho, come along for the ride on a fabulous bus tour with a substitute guide. When it's through, you'll be ready to show all your friends all the places in Nashville John Prine's never been. Well, by now my poor belly was a-starting to ache like a baby in a car in a bottomless lake. There's a little motel where the Prines never stayed, and a church where John Prine and his wife never prayed. There's a mall over yonder where John never shopped, and a traffic light here where John's car never stopped. Just when we thought we'd about had our fill, the bus groaned to a stop at the top of the hill. Here's a diner, Nick said, where John's actually been, but the ownership's changed and the menu is thin. It's our last stop, so come in, fill up your plate with food that we're certain John Prine never ate. By the end of that long day, the joke was on us, as we slowly climbed down from that rickety bus. On the walk back to Broadway, we stopped for some beers, listened to a cover band play souvenirs, while we all scratched our heads in confusion because We just toured every place where John Prine never was. And it's a hey-ho, come along for the ride on the fabulous bus tour with a substitute guide. If you're ever in Nashville, take a trip from a friend. Skip the tour of the places John Prine's never been.